Getting the target lost in thought is the primary driver of any gang stalking situation, which is realized by many distinct tactics. In this video, I'm going to share with you one of the many ways that gang stalkers keep the target lost in thought in order to make them obsessed with gang stalking. As someone who has been targeted for 7 years, who for the whole 7 years of gang stalking never said a single word about it, because I was making observations. And even though my focus was making observations, gang stalking was successful in making me obsessed with it. Notice that I have more than 600 videos of gang stalking, and that number is only gonna get greater. I also wanted to clarify that the concepts in gang stalking are psychological, therefore are very difficult to explain in a clear and concise manner. So many of these concepts will be repeats, and my intention is not to be repetitive or because I lack an understanding of it. However, I do lack experience in explaining psychological concepts, and the concepts of the mind are very difficult to explain. Like I said before, gang stalking is something that is fueled by confusion. Therefore, the target is confused all the time. First, gang stalkings do things that look one way, or let me rephrase that. Gang stalkings do things with the purpose of making them appear one way. For example, gang stalkers will do the thing where they appear to be holding a cell phone and they go like this as if they were recording you, and then they laugh. They make the gang stalking grin. And that gives the impression that you're being recorded. Gang stalkers do that very often, but that is done with the purpose of you pondering the question, is that person recording me or not? And that is how you start mistrusting your instinct, because things are done in order to appear one way, such as recording the target with a phone. I have actually confronted a person who was doing like that, like almost to my face, and was laughing. And I confronted this person and I warned the person, yeah, you better not effing be recording me again, or I'm gonna call the cops. I saw you recording me with your phone. After I did that, the recording with the phone actually lowered a lot. After that, it still happened where people were like this, but with their phone while they were smiling. I'm not kidding, nor exaggerating. And this happens so much that inevitably your sense of anger just gets exhausted. You cannot be yelling at everyone, hey, stop recording me, because you just get tired of being angry all the time. Additionally, if you do confront everyone, then you are going to be made to appear like a crazy person. And you are made to appear as paranoid, which was something that I was very aware of. And I'm not gonna lie, there were times where I appeared like a paranoid mess. And to be honest, I'm not ashamed of it, because under the circumstances that I was living, my behavior was absolutely not out of line, even though it appeared as being out of line to many people. My behavior, or the circumstances, merited my behavior. What are you gonna do when 50 people are harassing you at the same time? There's not much you can do, especially when the harassment happens every time, every day during your therapeutic time, which to me was the gym. I was literally harassed at the gym every day for many years. And a paranoid behavior is merited when that has been happening to someone. So if you're targeted and you have had the days where you just lose your SHIT, don't feel bad, because the circumstances merit the behavior. There are times where gang stalkers are trying to make you upset. And by this, I mean when they are purposely trying to interrupt you. And this happens in many ways. However, it is done in an underhanded manner, where it doesn't appear like you're being interrupted. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. There were times where I was doing hand balances at the gym. Let me show you what a hand balance is. The hand balances that I was doing are like this. I'm sure you can see that. Let me do it. I'm gonna do it right here. Hopefully you can see. So this is what a hand balance looks like, where I'm literally balancing my entire body on my hands. And when I was doing that, I had literal people just go like that. I'm not exaggerating either. I literally had people just clank their shoes right next to me, cough. Even I had people run towards me while I was doing that. literally run towards me. That is not an exaggeration. That actually happened. And the reason that these people felt so free to do that is because there are so many people involved in the gang stalking that everyone is just watching. When that was happening, I convinced myself that is an exercise for your concentration. And in fact, it did lead me to being able to do those movements better. And it enabled me to increase my concentration during exercise. Because after so long, when someone is going like that, when you're trying to golf, for example, and they're trying to mess up your shot, you're eventually gonna get good at concentrating. And that's exactly what happened. However, the typical reactions to that is to get upset. And the beginning of that type of harassment, I got really upset. I'm not exaggerating. I literally went driving and was like yelling with my windows open. It was funny. And that actually was the only time where I actually blew up, you can say. But then that was only like half hour, and then that never ever happened again. In addition to that, there were times where I was actually harassed inside my car, where I was sitting in my car and someone was crouching on a corner and was swaying my car. This happens so much that your mind starts playing tricks on you. By the way, I'm saying that someone was swaying my car because I did get to see people crouching on a corner, including the first assistant of the O'Reilly Auto Parts in Imperial Beach. But when he was doing that, I was calling him a PUSSY boy, and I said that I would pound his PUSSY if he kept swaying my car. And I remember that he was really mad after that, which was funny to me. He was swaying my car, and I literally said, if you keep swaying my car, I'm gonna pound your PUSSY boy. And and he got to work. He got back from his lunch hour, and he was just looking at me, and he just got all red. It was hysterical. It was so funny. So anyways, this is gonna happen so much that inevitably, when you're sitting in your car for so long, you know, the wind moves your car. And if you're parked in a parking structure with many cars, when other cars are passing by, your car is gonna shake. And the state of confusion of gang stalking is so deep that you are bound to confuse the swaying of your car by the environment with someone actually swaying your car. That is when your imagination starts working against you because of Gestalt Psychology. If you don't know what Gestalt Psychology, let me explain it to you a little bit. Your mind is wired to fill in the blank, and the blanks are filled with what you have more experience in. For example, when you see this image, you see the dog, right? You see a dog, even though it's just a bunch of dots. There is, in fact, no dog there. They're only images. I mean, they're only dots. But because your brain has so much information about what dogs look like, your brain is literally filling in the blanks, causing you to see the complete image of a dog, even there isn't. The confusion of gang stalking works via Gestalt Psychology. So because I have so much experience, and for so long, I experienced people actually swaying my car for extended periods of time. Whenever my car swayed, my brain automatically made the assumption that there was someone swaying my car, which created the illusion. And even the physiological sensation of someone swaying my car, even though it was just the wind swaying my car. The entire gang stalking operation is a manipulation of your mind using the principle of Gestalt Psychology. Diving further into Gestalt Psychology also tricks what you hear and even what you feel. Your mind has the power of making you feel things. It has the power of making you hear things. And it has the power of making you see things. So, because during gang stalking, you have so many people going like this on purpose, right next to you to bother you. Your brain is gonna automatically assume that whenever you hear someone coughing, it is in order to bug you. Whenever you see anyone doing that to tell you that they are stalking you, your Gestalt Psychology kicks in. And your mind is gonna automatically assume that person is doing that to tell you that they are a gang stalker. Gang stalking is literally an abuse of Gestalt Psychology, where your mind literally fills in the blanks with previous gang stalking experiences. It is that simple. And the primary reason that gang stalking is so effective is because it gets you into a habit of thought, a habit of thinking about gang stalk. Being connected is literally having your mind lost in gang stalking thoughts. I lived it, and let me tell you, that experience and methodology, well, the experience is awful and the methodology is incredibly effective because those are ways that the mind works. Honestly, I doubt that participants even know what Gestalt Psychology is because gang stalkers are stupid. However, because there's so many and they're just doing the thing, there is no other way of exiting that circumstance unless you're able to close out the gateways to those people from your life. You have to structure your life in such a way that guarantees you the absence of thoughts of gang stalking. You have to impose onto your mind thoughts that benefit you because gang stalking cultivates thoughts that are harmful to you, such as gambling, such as unprotected sex, such as illicit substance abuse. And the psychological attacks are intent of cultivating thoughts that will lead you to self-destruction. So please subscribe and share because in this channel, my mission is to dispel the myths of gang stalking and destroy all the confusion about it. Once you understand the anatomy of a psychological attack and you understand that psychological attacks can be evaded, however, you have to be able to recognize them because psychological attacks are disguised in normal conversation. Like I showed you in my previous video, if you want to check out what a psychological attack looks like, I put a link in the bio. Once you are no longer confused what a gang stalking attack looks like, you will be able to easily close the gateways of gang stalking to your life. As you will see in the video linked below, I am still attacked. However, day by day, I am closing the gateways to these people by blocking them. And the reason that I fell so deep in the gang stalking game was because I was confused about the intentions of the people. However, gang stalking is something that is designed to make you unsure of your decisions, but you have to prioritize your peace of mind. If anything is continuously keeping you thinking about whether someone is a gang stalker or not, chances are that they are. If your mind is not peaceful, it is because you are under an attack somewhere. If someone is saying things to you that are weird, screenshot them, post them online because gang stalkers don't want themselves exposed. So if you expose it as soon as it happens, that will actually lead you to leaving a trail of possible gang stalking attacks. And if you have them screenshot it somewhere, you are building up evidence. And whenever you are doubting yourself, you can go look at the stream of screenshots, which will help you understand and clarify the actual intentions of these types of messages. Just know that psychological attacks are meant for you never to be sure. But because you are not sure, that not being sure if someone has good or bad intentions towards you is a big red flag. Because you should never question the intentions of someone. Because gang stalking attacks are dressed up in one way, but they make you feel another. Or they make you think of things that are self-destructive. So if anything or anyone continuously makes you think of self-destructive behavior, or it makes you question their friendship, do not give them more than 2 opportunities. To be honest, I would say don't give them more than 1 opportunity. However, if you're still in a state of confusion, make it 2. Especially if you are under the influence of something or if you're drunk. But you have to understand that the methodology is to bombard you with things that are one thing, that are an attack on your psyche. However, they are dressed as another. Someone told me on Instagram, psychological attacks cannot be evaded and they do the damage gradually. So if you're getting gang stalked and you look like SHIT, you're broke, you're homeless, you're miserable, or whatever else, you are under attack. That is the only evidence that you need, is your current state of being. Right now, my mind is perfect. My life is perfect. And that is because I am immediately blocking everything or everyone that has the intent of cultivating thoughts in my mind that will lead me to any type of self-destructive behavior. One of the attacks that I get a lot, which I got one yesterday too, is random people that you have never met or you haven't talked in many years to literally ask you if you want to go have SCX with them. That on Facebook, I immediately went and blocked this person because no hi, no how are you doing, straight up, hey, do you want to do something delicious with me? I've had so many of those. I've had people reach me on WhatsApp without even saying hi. And it's first, how the hell did you even manage to get this number? I literally replied, I don't talk to strangers, don't message me ever again, block. And you have to do the same. You have to do the same if you're getting gang stalked. You have to be incredibly careful and selective with the people that you decide to speak to. Because if you begin chatting with someone who has ill intentions towards you, that means that that person now is part of your environment. And you need to protect your environment, your digital and your physical environment. Because your environment, digital or physical, is supposed to elevate you. And it's supposed to push you further into success, not to distract you with no empty pleasure that will not lead you to develop your body and your mind, but that will lead you into self-destruction. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Efren Rodriguez and I was gang stalked for 7 years. And that's the time that it took for me to be able to understand everything there is about gang stalking in such a way that I can dispel the myths and disclose the truth behind it and show you how to get rid of it from your life. Gang stalking is never going to go away. However, there is a way that you can do it, that you can deal with stalking in such a way that you turn the tables in order to make you a better human being. It is because of gang stalking that now the possibility of me having the best life I have ever had is open. Because I had a 7-year intense course of how people are indirectly destroyed. So please subscribe and share, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.